Have you ever witnessed a moment so powerful it changed the way you see sacrifice? Wherever you are right now, drop your city or country in the comments. Let's see how far this story reaches. Today, we follow a tomb guard at an airport, stopped by airline staff while escorting a fallen soldier. What happens next will move you deeply. This isn't just a story about rules. It's about honor, respect, and the invisible weight carried by those who serve in silence. The tomb guard stood tall, dressed in a crisp, immaculate uniform, his hat perfectly aligned, white gloves spotless, medals shining softly in the airport light. His face was calm, yet carried the solemn weight of his sacred duty. He wasn't just any soldier. He was part of an elite unit sworn to guard the tomb of the unknown soldier. Today, his mission was more than ceremonial. He was escorting the remains of a fallen brother, a young soldier who had given everything. Every step he took echoed the deep respect and heartbreak woven into this sacred journey. As the tomb guard entered the bustling airport, his uniform commanded quiet attention. Clutching the folded American flag carefully under his arm, he moved steadily toward the boarding gate. Suddenly, two airline staff stepped in front of him, their faces firm but uncertain. "Sir, you can't board dressed like that," one said, glancing at his uniform. "It's against protocol." The guard's eyes didn't waver. "I'm escorting a fallen soldier," he replied softly, his voice calm but firm. The staff exchanged uneasy looks, caught between following rules and honoring a solemn duty. Around them, the busy airport seemed to pause, the tension thickening in the air. Nearby travelers began to notice the quiet confrontation. Some glanced away, uncomfortable. Others stared, confused by the staff's refusal. Whispers spread as more passengers recognized the tomb guard's uniform and the folded flag. The airline staff hesitated, unsure whether to enforce the rules or show respect. Then, from the crowd, a man stood up and said, "He's escorting a hero. Let him through." A woman beside him nodded, her eyes shining with tears. The atmosphere shifted, the silence filled with growing support and anticipation. The airport, once a place of routine, transformed into a stage for something far deeper. Slowly, the crowd around the gate began to shift. Passengers stood up one by one, their faces solemn and respectful. A gentle murmur turned into quiet applause, not loud, but full of meaning. Some wiped tears as they watched the tomb guard stand firm. The airline manager arrived, now understanding what was unfolding, and signaled the staff to step aside. "Please let him pass," she said quietly. The airport, usually filled with rushing and noise, held a moment of reverence. The air was thick with gratitude for the sacrifice the fallen soldier had made, and for the guard honoring that sacrifice without hesitation. With a single nod, the tomb guard began walking down the jet bridge, every step measured and steady. On board, the pilot emerged from the cockpit and gave a sharp salute, a silent acknowledgement of the solemn journey. The flight attendant made an announcement. "Today we fly with a hero on board, escorted by one of America's finest." Among the passengers, a small boy tugged gently at his mother's sleeve and asked, "Is he a hero too?" The mother smiled softly, holding the boy's hand tighter. The cabin was quiet, filled not with noise, but with a deep, shared respect. The moment lingered long after the tomb guard disappeared down the jet bridge. Passengers sat quietly, changed by the silent reminder of sacrifice and service. The airline later issued a public apology and revised its policies to better honor military escorts. This incident reminded everyone that behind every folded flag lies a story of courage, loss, and respect. It was more than protocol. It was a call to recognize the unseen heroes walking among us, carrying the weight of our nation's deepest wounds. Let this story remind us all to honor those who serve quietly and selflessly. If it touched you, please share your thoughts in the comments and spread this message far and wide. Sometimes, a simple act of respect is enough to honor a lifetime of sacrifice. Thank you for listening. May we never forget what these heroes give for us.